And that's what lying does. Short-term gain of feeling a little bit better, but it leaves you feeling vulnerable throughout your life. It makes it so much harder, and it keeps you in that perpetual loop of lying over and over and over again. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about lying, because lying is something which affects so many of us because we feel we have to do it. For whatever reason, we feel that lying is the easier option than telling the truth. And in fact, Why Do I Lie is one of my most watched videos on my channel, because people are finding during the COVID times and also just during life in general that they lie more because they want to feel a little bit better about being them. So this is going to be a really important video for you because it's going to help you to know why you lie and also help you to stop lying, because what you'll find is that if you keep on lying, it just becomes your normal default response to life. When someone asks you a question, it's easier to lie because you have an idea of who you want to be rather than being the person that you are. So that idealized state becomes your norm, and you want to demonstrate that you are good enough. You can do it. So this video is going to help you just to know a little bit more about you, why it is that you feel that you need to do that. And also what I'm going to do is share with you some easy steps that are going to help you to stop lying. But before I get to those steps, let me just ask you a really quick question. Why is it that other people's perception of you is so important? A great book I read, and there's a quote in it that said, lying is trying to control other people's perception of you. Based on that, all you're doing when you lie is trying to give people a perception of you which is grand, which is great, which is who you want to be. Why can't you just be you and allow people to accept you for being you? Because to be honest with you, they've got their own stuff they're dealing with. Why is it that you need to give them this expectation of you being more than you are, or that you're not good enough? Thing is that actually your life is just as important, as special as anyone else's. And to be honest with you, if it is something that you want to go and achieve and you're lying because you wish you had achieved that thing, why don't you go out and try and do it? Why don't you give it your all so that you don't need to lie? Because all you're doing is just giving people an unrealistic expectation of you, which, to be honest with you, you're going to get found out in the end, because they're going to ask you in a couple of years' time, how did that project go? You're not going to remember what it is you said. So there's going to be an inconsistency there. And that inconsistency is going to always come up and leave you feeling like you're out of sorts, which means you're probably going to lie again, because all that anxiety, tension, stress is going to come up over and over until you get a handle on your life, until you make that change, which means that you're actually doing the things that you want to be doing and living that life that you're lying about, because that life is in your grasp. You just need to go out and do it. So then, to boil it down, the main reasons are is that you don't trust them, you don't feel that they'll accept you, and also you don't feel good enough the way you are. And really that's irrelevant at this point, because all we're going to do now is put those steps on so that you're not going to care what those people think. You're just going to live your most authentic life, and you won't need to lie anymore, because you're going to be living the life of your dreams. And if that's the case, then those people, whether they like it or not, you won't care, because you're going to be living the life that you want to live. The life that you've probably been lying about living for all this time. It's all about just making that really nice, easy step so that other people's expectations of you aren't that important. So the first step is to start telling the truth. And telling the truth is going to be really, really hard, because it's so much easier for you to tell that lie because you've been living in that whole way of life for so long. In fact, the closest you get to truth is lying. You're more comfortable telling a lie than telling the truth, which, saying it out loud, makes me feel a little bit sad, but also a little bit angry, because you've had to put that mask on in order to feel that acceptance from others. But tell the truth, see what happens, because I would argue that once you start telling the truth, people will actually start warming to you and actually relating to you. They can trust you. They can see what it is you're working towards, what it is that you want, and they'll warm to you and go, let me help you with that. That's really interesting. Tell me more about it. Your relationships will start to grow because you're being honest. That's really interesting, isn't it? Because all you want is people to accept you, so you tell a lie. But if you tell a lie, people actually shun you away because they know you're lying. After a while, people get that. And if you keep on doing it, they're just going to always feel they don't really know you. They can't trust you. And people want to get to know you because you're hanging out with them. They want to put their time into getting to know you so that they can trust you and feel encompassed and rewarded with the experience of getting to know you. People want to know you. People want to understand what you're all about. Let them in. Let them get to know who you are. The next step is to start to trust yourself, because the reason you're lying is because you don't trust that you're good enough. Whereas if you can start trusting yourself and seeing yourself as a good person, you won't need to lie anymore. Remember, the first step was to start telling the truth. So you're going to see how people are connecting to you, are warming to you, are actually relating to you in a more authentic way. So it's going to lead you to feel a little bit better about being you. Remember, lying just keeps you in that constant malaise or constant sadness of just not feeling that you're good enough. But because you've started telling the truth, and because that's going to allow you to feel a little bit better about being you, it's going to be much easier for you to start telling the truth and feeling good about your truths, about your life. You are good enough. Start believing that. And the last step, step 3, is to start doing the things that you've been lying about. And I've been talking about this a little bit in the introduction because you've been lying about doing these things. Why don't you just go out and do them? It's actually harder for you to lie because you have to remember the lie, remember who you told what lie to. And if those two people meet and you've told two different people, two different lies, how are you going to manage that anxiety, that tension, that stress? You're just going to have to lie your way out of it again, putting you in an even more vulnerable position. And that's what lying does. Short-term gain of feeling a little bit better, but it leaves you feeling vulnerable throughout your life. It makes it so much harder and it keeps you in that perpetual loop of lying over and over and over again. I want you to feel validated and feel that you're good enough doing your thing, being you, and that all comes from living that life that you want to be living. So those lies you've been telling yourself, they're great because they give you a signpost about what sort of life you want. You might think it's unattainable getting to that point, but I'm telling you it's not. If you put your mind to it, anyone can be better than they are and get what they want. It's just a matter of putting your mind to it and being consistent. And consistency was something I talked about in a previous video, because if you're consistent, it makes it so much more likely you're going to succeed. So check out that video if you haven't already. But back onto the topic, lying. Start seeing lies as something which is not a good thing in the short term or in the long term. See them as something which is a signpost telling you what sort of life you want to lead. And then start doing those things. Remember, when you stop lying, people will start connecting to you. People will make you feel better about being you. And that's all that you've been trying to get out of lies, trying to feel better about being you. When you start telling the truth, start getting that connection, and start doing those things that you want to be doing, what's the point of lying? You're going to be living that life of your dreams. That's what I want to leave you with today. Go out and make that next step to live that life that you've always wanted to live. On that note, I'm going to wish you all the best. Remember to like this video and subscribe to see plenty more to come. And also, if you're having issues with lying, why don't you share it with me and I'll try and make a video in the future or answer your comment in the comment section and we'll get to the bottom of why it is you lie and help you to live that more authentic and better life. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.